legislation. Mr. Rothfus.
Gentleman's recognized.
I thank the chairman for yielding. I also thank the chairman, as well as members on the Subcommittee on Federal Lands, especially Chairman Tom McClintock, for their unanimous support of my bipartisan bill, the Free Veterans from Fees Act. I would also like to thank my colleague, Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard from Hawaii, in co-leading this bipartisan effort. Throughout the year, veterans groups visit our national war memorials to take part in honor buses and honor flights and other commemorations that require special use permits issued by the National Park Service. The permit application requires, without exception, that a fee be submitted along with the completed permit application. Specifically, here in our nation's capital, the National Mall charges $120 for public gatherings and special events. The Free Veterans from Fees Act would waive the application fee associated with special use permits for any veteran demonstration or special event at war memorials on federal land. We have a solemn obligation to stand with our veterans. They stood for us. We must stand for them. This simple bill is about fostering a culture in which all veterans are valued for their service and sacrifice to our country. The least we can do is to make it easier for groups of veterans and their families to visit national war memorials so they can honor the contributions of our men and women in uniform. I have the privilege of serving the many military members and veterans who live and work in Western Pennsylvania. Many of these veterans come together to help their fellow veterans and their families by pooling their time, energy, and financial resources to organize bus trips. In fact, a recent trip from Western Pennsylvania happened just this past month. I had the privilege to welcome these and their families to the World War II Memorial here in Washington, D.C. This honor bus was organized by a remarkable couple, Jerry and Lydian Fisher of Beaver County, who have a heart for service and a real commitment and devotion to these trips since 2006. Veterans want to help each other, and this is proof. I consider it a privilege to meet the men and women that Jerry and Lydian bring to Washington. On the most recent trip, we even welcomed a 100-year-old World War II veteran, Charles Wiggins, from Wilkinsburg. The men and women who were willing to die for this country should be given every opportunity to commemorate their service, the sacrifices of their fellow service members, and the hardships faced by those left behind. Assessing fees from the very people these memorials were built to honor is unacceptable and unnecessary. Our veterans were willing to stop at nothing to defend our nation. We, as a nation, should stop at nothing to ensure our obligation to honor them is fulfilled. Our veterans deserve this legislation. It is just one more simple step to honor them. I thank the chairman for yielding, and I yield back.